have to give up anything. You can just help people in your daily life, and that will just make you a Kavya.
One hint to the teams there. Please pay attention to what they're telling about your yoga, right? So that you're going to be rebutting, saying something that, hey, they said something here which is not right. So you got to make sure that you're following what the other folks are saying. That's part of the debate, right? Okay.
Our team is Sannyasa Yoga. Sannyasa is the path of renunciation. Renunciation is to give up all personal motives, worldly possessions, and objects, and have no materialistic thoughts. When a person wishes to spend and dedicate his life to these spiritual pursuits, he soon renounces all his desire. Then he spends the rest of his life in spiritual contemplation or meditation and lives in an ashram. But a sannyasi can also society, since sannyasa does not need to leave worldly position, it needs to not be attached to them. Those both sound like karma and abhyasa yoga, but a sannyasa will not be distracted by personal interests. The sannyasa path is considered the topmost and final stage in an ashram system, and therefore the closest to God. The goal of a sannyasa is to find the truth of God. A person who has the knowledge of God knows that everything is done by the Mother Nature and he or she is not the real doer of action. He knows that everything is an illusion and only the object is real. Once he knows the truth of God, he sees every being and every animal with an equal eye. And with knowledge. He will not go up to a tiger and bow down to him because he is the Lord, since he knows the truth of nature. He can control his emotions, and his outside appearance will always be peaceful. Sannyasi is the most difficult path, but yet the most direct. All the other paths have to go to sannyasi to actually find the truth of God.
Many people think that sannyasi is an extremely impractical path in these times with all the technologies and distractions. Well, that's correct, but it's definitely the surest way to attain self-realization. People also think that because we're just meditating, we don't do any service. Sannyasis don't do service. We're just a harder version of abhyasas. But I'm going to give you an example of a person who took the sannyasi path, but also did lots of service. You're probably all familiar with him. His name's Adi Shankaracharya. Adi Shankaracharya wanted to become a sannyasi from a very young age. The way he became a sannyasi was because one day he was bathing in a river and a crocodile caught hold of his leg. He decided then that he was going to die, so he decided to enter the path of sannyasi. Miraculously, the crocodile then let go. From then on, Adi Shankaracharya was a sannyasi. Adi Shankaracharya worked on a new philosophy of Vedanta called Advaita, which means God and man are one and the same. He explained the Bhagavad Gita, the Vishnu Sahasranamam, the Upanishads, and the Brahma Sutras. Without him, we wouldn't have the basis of Hinduism, and this debate really wouldn't be going on. As Shankaracharya said, when you attain self-realization, you realize that you, as Atman, are just one drop in the large ocean of Paramatman. Paramatman is the God, and that's just his way of saying that you are one little piece of God.
Sannyasa is better than karma yoga for many reasons. The first example is that a sannyasi doesn't have to have any attachments at all. If there aren't any attachments, there's no reason to be jealous or have any bad emotions in you. Another thing is that all paths lead to sannyasa. Even if you take abhyasa or karma yoga, eventually you will end up in sannyasa because sannyasa is just a more advanced form of karma yoga. Abhishek said that it's bad to see everyone as equal, and it's a hard thing, but it should be an advantage to be able to see everything as equal, and as sannyasa you can do that. While a karma yogi might still be attached to something, sannyasis aren't attached to anything at all. So, and sannyasis have a more direct, and they have the more direct path, and they have the source path to God. Because
Sannyasa yoga is better than Abhyasa for many reasons. Sannyasa is a more direct path because Abhyasa yogas first have to perfect their path and then they will descend to the next stage, which is Sannyasa yoga, and then only will they reach God. Abhyasa yoga is also not very sure path because when you still have a lot of personal interests when you're in Abhyasa yoga, and when this causes a monkey to form in your mind which jumps around, which is caused by your personal interests. These are the distractions, which is a monkey.